this is the original storage. And it started out just with a few rows over here. Big building, built as high as we could. At the time, we didn't know about iron beams. I don't even think the iron beams were in the game at that point.
I don't know.
So, anyways, core wood up to there. I think, yeah, very unstable over there. Got our organization up here for practically everything. Had to add more as more
yeah, as you
came out.
As you can imagine, one box is not enough to house all the wood.
That's right.
Anymore.
This was our back shelf. It was filled completely, but then we actually built a stone and wood area for housing that particular stuff between the fine wood, the core wood, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and there will be more things. Things will move. It's fine.
All right. So, I believe, going chronologically, I believe that's what we decided that we were going to do. Our next was the manufacturing area.
Yes.
So, originally, it was coming out here. We didn't have all these fancy paths. It was just a good old dirt path like any starting town would have. Over here, we wanted to make sure that manufacturing was all the way over here because the concept was that all the docks would bring it in, we'd haul in iron or copper or
less distance to carry the cart full of heavy things.
And just getting up these stairs was a pain in the butt with cart, because cart physics, fun stuff. In any event, though, I mean, we really should have done this when it was light.
Well, we can come back to it when it's light.
So,
or you could go take a nap.
we could. May do that later. So we had a copper, and we got our tin and our iron and our silver and then black metal, and now we're screwed when they release the next metal, but that's okay.
And we'll just completely redo manufacturing. Especially now that we do have the add-on that lets you go through portals with metal.
Yeah, that's true.
We can build up.
And the concept was just mass production. We have 5 smelter cores and then 4 kilns. We actually added, when they added this later, this little alcove with the black forge.
The new forge, yep.
But the original forge that we did so many repairs on is over here.
And I left this area pretty much devoid of decoration because, yeah, it's a forge. That's what it does. It's not supposed to be pretty necessarily.
Got our blast furnaces over here. And our, what are these things? Little spinning things from flax that make...
spinning wheel?
Spinning wheel.
It has a wheel
thing.
and it's for spinning?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I got you.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
So,
do you like my garden?
garden's
pretty.
nice. Do you like the chicken?
Yeah.
Man.
No, actually. I'm still very frustrated when you released 500. How many chickens were there?
400 or 500 in a small spot, and then
They all escaped.
Okay. Well, first off, all we did was hatch the eggs. We did 500 eggs, and we put it in there, and then we put a fire there, and then there were 2 days later, the server crashed.
Yeah.
For reasons.
For chicken reasons.
Chicken reasons. All right. So our next thing was the dock, and although it isn't a whole lot to it, it's just stone out here and
I did
boat
put
slips.
pretty little lights at the end, and there's ravens mounted on the top, and it's like got a nice little fishing bench on one of them, I think. I thought I put one in. Maybe
yeah,
I
there's one on the.
Yeah.
We'll go over there in a minute. But the biggest challenge for
You're
this.
running into work, Fetch.
I know. I can't talk and run at the same time. The biggest challenge to this was doing the work to level out all this bed stuff here, because it was obviously uneven, and the shoreline, so the boats didn't run up against the shore and take a lot of damage. So, here's your fishing bench.
Which you can't actually sit and fish. I don't understand, but that's okay. Vikings.
Yep. So, got that. I believe our next was our underground. Did we do underground connection next, or did we
Yes,
do
you started the portal hub next.
the original portal?
The
hub?
original portal hub. Yeah, it's not a portal hub anymore.
So what we wanted to do, because you can't really make underground bases in here, because every time you do, you manipulate the ground at the bottom, it manipulates all the stacks of the ground at the tops. with the exception of, say, rocks or entities like that. So what we did was we made kind of a pseudo underground base, and I wanted to connect all that, and we connected it from manufacturing to storage because that makes sense.
That was very handy. And then we also wanted to connect it to portals so that you could just drop stuff off and then make Jane put all the stuff away.
Which she stopped doing a long time, and then I started doing it. So we also found out things like you can only manipulate the ground so far. I think it's like 15 hits or something. I'm not sure.
Why are we
15
staring
meters.
at a dirt pile?
Because you can't make it go away. I made it try.
Can we just not look at it then?
Fine. I was
worked so
giving-
hard on these decorations, and you're like, here's a dirt pile.
Well, see right there. More dirt. I'm just showing our path. So our path back to our storage. That's great. Over there. Getting all these to behave was a pain in the butt. Taking a right.
It still says portals, but there's not any portals this way anymore, I don't think. That's fine.
Yes, there are.
Oh, actually, no, yeah, it's
Yep,
just
we
drop
kept
off
the boss.
portals.
Well, no, there's boss portals there too, and our individual. So we did, and this is all. It's not really underground, but we were trying to give that underground feel here. There.
It's more basement.
For repairs and unused 2 and 3 in case we're out in the middle and we don't have a connected portal, and for our individual portals, we can put them here. This is also where we keep the map, quick repairs, and the infamous dump off, which,
I bet you anything there's stuff in there.
yeah, there is.
I bet you it's almost full.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
that's right, I put those big ones on the top.
But it's still not. See?
Okay.
Empty, empty. Okay.
Oh, my fish wall.
Ah, yes. Don't worry, be happy.
Yeah, I was collecting all the fish. It was a thing. I did this before knowing that that was how you get the hat.
Good talk. So, fish on this side too. Troll fish, giant fish, red fish, blue fish.
And more dump off.
And more dump off, because over here is our boss portals.
And also, we're connected up to another important place that we'll show you later. Or ourselves later, I suppose.
Yeah, Gluth, the Queen, and for boss powers, back to the original base. And this was our farming, when we did like massive farming and separated it, but we...
When mushrooms mattered.
When mushrooms mattered. But also, when we couldn't plant everything in here, like having your flax farm out in the plains. But we decided to do a plant everything mod just because it was extremely tedious to farm for everybody, and consolidated it into one place here. So we got our extractors for the sap, I believe. Dwarf eyes when we were farming dwarf eyes for portals before we learned about like dwarf eye farms essentially. The merchant, because the merchant. Lox feed, which is actually very close to us. We have a whole bunch of farms that produce lox and wolves and boars, and then the barley farm, and then the flax farm,
Fascinating.
and then all of those that we retired. And that's, I believe, what this guy right here, the retired portal, does. You can rename it so you can go to wherever that is on the map.